into pageantry now. Welcome to, I think it's December 22nd, which means it's almost the end of the year, which means it also is almost Christmas. And I know we're tired of 2020, so we're trying to get through it as quickly as we can. But I have a really great show happening tonight. I've got two of the national title holders for American pageants, and they're going to be on. They're going to talk about their reign and why they do this crazy thing called pageantry. But before I have them come on, I want to just tell you a little bit about us. We are all about positivity and pageantry and being able to highlight the amazing things that title holders do using a crown and a sash. So often you only see the negative things about pageantry, or you see, like you'll see reality television and think, oh my gosh, like this is exploiting children or whatever. And the truth of the matter is, most systems are about real people making a real difference and trying to be helpful and change their world. So while we are on today, we do have a teenager with us. So please, if you've got questions, ask them in the chat. I will gladly ask them for you, but please make sure you keep them PG because we want them to be able to. Hi, Ralph. How you doing? We want them to be able to answer the questions for you as well. And with that being said, I think I've covered everything. So fingers crossed. Here we go. Hi!
Hi.
Yay! It worked. Okay. All right. So, Brittany, introduce yourself, please.
Absolutely. I am Brittany Goodman. I am your 2021 National Ambassador for American Pageants, and I am from Georgia.
Woo-woo. And Miss Haylee, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Haylee Wilke. I'm your 2021 Young Miss of America, and I'm from Texas.
Texas for the win. I mean, Georgia's is cool. I'm in Florida. I'm in Miami, so
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, y'all are probably really jealous right now. So, because it's probably really cold. Cody says, "Yay! So excited for these two amazing women." So, thank you for being here, Cody. We appreciate it.
Hey,
Hi,
Cody.
woo woo! Thank you. And then Ralph said hello. So, thanks for being here, Ralph. We appreciate it. So, Crowdy's in the house again. If you guys want to ask questions, please do. To get us started, Brittany, why don't you tell me a little bit about um, the American pageants and your role as the ambassador?
Absolutely. So, American Pageants was founded by Warren Alexander in 1983, and originally he wanted to recognize young women for their achievements and their accolades that they do in their community and their schools. So, it already from the beginning took a huge left turn from your mainstream beauty pageants, and we really focus on scholarship, academia, and putting the best girl or the best foot forward for all girls out there. As the ambassador, I am the national hostess, so you can find me on the national website, the Instagram page, their Facebook. I'm running it all right now, and I am so excited. I basically get to hype up all of my sister queens for the entire year, and I get to come along for the ride too. So I get to do all the fun things they get to do. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm like 3 weeks in right now, and I think we're about to reunite in a month or so. And I cannot wait.
Cool. Now, is it like a title that is awarded based on your community service throughout the year, and then like being the brand ambassador of the pageant, or is it a title
Absolutely.
you actually compete for? So,
It's not a title competed for, not directly. I was competing for Miss of America, and that's our 19 to 26 age range, around our like college level women. And I was first runner up for that. So American Pageants wanted to award another national title to the girl they felt most represented the brand and could put a good foot forward out there in the media world and act as an ambassador in all facets that the pageant would be present. Um, and actually, that's kind of why we do the medals too.
kind of cool.
Yeah, so instead of like making it a little bit different, we have the medals to recognize like an Olympic medal. While we have the shiny hats and the shiny crowns, it was more on let's recognize more people. So the ambassador came along.
There you go. Cool beans. All right, Miss Haylee. All right, people are asking you questions. So, Haylee, now you are young Miss. So, tell me, what is that age division?
Young Miss is more of the junior high girls. I believe ages 11 to 13. I might be wrong.
Miss
I'm not
Brittany?
positive.
I think she's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I do know, just preface it out there, they're going through a little bit of reworking now. So if you do want to apply for a title after this interview and you're like, wow, I want to get involved, make sure to check out our website at americanpageants.org because they may change.
Okay. All right. So,
Okay.
Haylee, your first question is, how long have you competed in the AP family, and what have you learned about yourself along the way? Cody, that is the hard question at the very beginning of the show. What are you doing? Okay.
I believe I've been a part of the AP family for 5 years now.
And you are
I
how
started
old?
13.
Okay. Just so, anyways.
I started in 3rd grade, and throughout the process of having these titles, I've learned how to be a lot more confident in myself because I used to be a lot more shy, didn't really want to talk to people. But now it's like I know I can be comfortable in who I am, and I can go out and I can do these things to help people that I like.
Love that. That's so awesome. Teenagers rule, man. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. That's fantastic. And that, I mean, and honestly, that's really, and I mentioned at the beginning when we were starting the show that so often you only see what's on TV, and you kind of think, and no offense to toddlers and tiaras, but a lot of people think because of social media that that's what pageantry is for like a teenager. And so I think that it's super important to um, be able to show representation, and that you have been with the system for a long time. Like if you didn't enjoy this, you wouldn't be doing this for 5 years, right?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, you might want to, but why would you want to do something you weren't having fun with? So you guys have got tons of love going on right here. So Allison Guthrie says, I love these two amazing women. And then
Oh.
Aiden Murphy says, you're amazing, Haylee. Oh my gosh, love, love, love. We love that. That's awesome. So, oh my good. Okay, Britt, your turn now in the hot seat. Cody says, what has your time in the American pageants meant to you, and what do you have to say about those inquiring to represent their state at the national pageant?
Oh,
These are
so
hard questions at the beginning, Cody.
Cody knows a little bit about my story, so I know he's going right for the heartstrings right now. Um, my mom actually found this pageant, and she sent it to me like over text, and she's like, I love what they're about. You need to look into it. And it was in Atlanta. So as Miss of Georgia, it was super local. So I did my little application and I went for it, and I was like, I'm just gonna dive all in, see if it happens, and go for it. And then she ended up passing in May, so it became kind of my legacy project to live it out for her. And with that happening during my reign as Miss of Georgia, the American Pageants family like surrounded me at all angles and truly were like, you've got family in every state. I never felt alone. The national pageant itself was amazing because it was such a family environment. And every time I talk to people about what the system means, it's just endless opportunities. You get your name everywhere, photo shoots, opportunities to up or talk about your platform, your social media, anything that you want to get out there. This system backs you, um, and it's been really, really honorable to represent them for 3 weeks.
Just for 3 weeks, it's like still new. Do you still get that feeling like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh?
Butterflies,
Okay,
butterflies.
totally. And honestly, be honest, I will tell you that I do not now, but do you sleep with your crown? Because I sleep I I've had my title now for a year and a half, because well, almost 2 years, because of 2020 I couldn't give up my title. So my crown no longer is like right there every morning when I wake up. But do you guys have like, I even have a shiny box that I keep on my nightstand. Is that totally dorky? Dude, oh, see, you're laughing, Haylee, because you know you kind of want to do it, right?
I keep mine on
Mine
my
definitely
vanity.
has.
Like, okay, Brittany, yours is?
Oh, I said I'm in Ohio right now for seeing some family, so I happened to display them right over my headboard, and I did sleep with them last night, so it went well.
And then Haylee, what about you?
I keep mine on my vanity, which is right next to my bed.
See, it's, you got to keep it in sight. So you've got I know that feeling. I'd like you win it, and then you just like are so excited about this opportunity to extend what you've already been doing, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So, oh my gosh, Allison Guthrie says to both of you, "Hey, Crystal, how are you?" Question for both ladies: what have been your favorite moments while representing AP and both of your state titles and now your national titles. So Brittany, what about you?
My favorite moment as Miss of Georgia with my state title was with the Georgia girls. We had a moment at nationals where all the Georgia girls went out for Thanksgiving dinner and made TikToks afterwards, and we brought some other state title holders along, and that was like the first moment
You
it
guys have
really
got to
felt like
explain the
family.
TikTok thing to me. I don't get it. Okay.
I'm trying to understand it. I think I'm a little bit above the age range for it, but I'm really, really trying to come down to it.
I'm probably older than both. Well, probably both of your moms. So like, I'm just not getting it. I'm not. Okay. All right. So it was doing the TikToks and hanging out after or during pageant. So at nationals.
And then our national, so far as national, we had an awesome photo shoot the day after finals with the 7 of us, our sensational 7. It was so much fun. There's already so many inside jokes and giggles between me and Haylee, and some of the other girls got their inside jokes. So that was like the first day of family and getting to know each other, and it was so much fun.
And I know Jordan was supposed to be with us tonight. She's a little miss, and she wasn't able to make it because she's not feeling good and she's lost her voice. So we're sending her lots of love and hoping that she recovers super fast because no one wants to be sick in the holidays. So, and then for you, Miss Haylee, what has been your favorite as your state title holder, and then also as now as nationals? 3 weeks national, almost 4 weeks, almost 4 weeks. Oh my gosh! Okay.
Can you repeat that? I glitched out again.
Oh, okay. What's been your favorite part as a state title holder and then also as a national title holder?
As a state title holder, we did a girls' weekend where a bunch of the state title holders came together and we went swimming and we all made something for each other's platforms as a group activity. And that was probably my favorite state thing because it was people from all over Texas and we all got to meet up and just have a bunch of fun, and like it was great.
And Texan pageant girls do it, like Georgia girls do too. Like it's like it is religion. It is not. I mean, except there, it is not, but it is. It is like, you know what I'm saying. I've said often it's a sport.
Southern pageants take it to another level.
It is.
There we go.
And I'm always like, I live in Miami and we do not do the Southern tradition here, and I'm always like, y'all don't get it. You don't get it. We are more Southern than anybody else. Okay, anyway.
My favorite national moment, I'm probably gonna have to agree with Brittany, is the photo shoot we did. Because when we walked to the park, we were all just singing random songs, making little jokes.
Aww.
Somehow Jordy managed to sing in cursive, which I didn't know was a thing.
I remember that. I think we were all like,
what? Oh my gosh, when Jordan gets her voice back, I want to hear this. She sings in cursive?
I don't know what
I don't think I can even do it.
I can't even
Is it like loop-de-looish? So it's kind of like Stacy.
Kinda.
It's weird.
She's so good at it. Honestly, I don't think I could even imitate it because she's got it down to like a point now. It's magical, definitely.
We will have to have her on. Okay, and we've got more questions. Oh my gosh. Abby says, hey, beautiful ladies, if you could spread one message throughout your reign, what would it be? So, Haylee, you get to go first this time. So, what message would you like to share throughout your year?
My message would probably have to be, if I could share one thing, don't let others put you down and be confident in yourself and what you're doing because you're doing a good thing, and that you shouldn't let anyone else change your mind about it.
Don't let anybody bully you. Be you. Do you, boo, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What about you, Ms. Brittany?
I think my motto this year is like, you belong here. Especially like coming into a pageant. Obviously, being a plus size pageant girl, that's a big stress in itself because you're not really sure, do I belong? Do I fit in? And this pageant is nothing like any kind of judgmental. There's no element about it that is focused on your outwardly appearance or even your background. So having title holders from all walks of life, different culture statuses, different body types, different races, all different kinds of things. Everybody belongs, everybody fits in, and everybody gets to have a good time. So I think spreading that love and spreading that message and hopefully bringing some more girls in to see what kind of family we have. That's my goal.
Family. It is pageant family, and pageant family is deep. Let's see. Crystal Bell says, "Hey Queens, love seeing you." And then Abby says, "Preach sis." Jennifer LaRue says, "Happy eye faces." Crystal says, "AP changed her life." So, isn't that so sweet? It really, I mean, and these are, and your director is amazing. Sunny's like awesome. So we could probably go on talking about that a lot, right? But let's talk about the areas of competition. So I don't know, are they different between Miss and the Little Miss or the Young Miss? Sorry.
The only thing that changes between Haylee's division and my division is we have a general awareness test offered to, I believe, junior and above. And that's like a little trivia test that's a bonus 5%. And it's from anything that they could have been pulled from anywhere. I think.
Oh, wait, you're telling me we could have done trivia tonight?
It's part of our score.
Hey.
We could do it. No, but I'd come up with really weird, obscure things, so that's not good.
So, do you know what the Twitter bird's name is? Because I didn't know this until I was part of the American Pageants family. It's Larry.
No. What?
I didn't know we had a name.
I learned that from Little Miss America last year and Miss America last year. Yeah.
The Twitter bird's name is Larry?
Abby, if you're still watching, correct me, but I believe that is what I've heard from the American Pageants family from last year.
Sandy says, "Texas is so proud of you, Miss Haylee." Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. And Cody just says, "I had no clue he had a name." Me either.
I didn't either.
I would have thought it would be like Tweety or something, but okay, whatever. The things you learn in Larry. Sandy says, "Larry?" Thank you. It has a name. Okay, okay, tell me again the areas of competition. So I know. So
we have personality and poise and personality projection, which is what you would think of as evening gown in a lot of pageants. Okay. We have interview, which takes up. I'm not going to try and go in the percentage because I think I might mess them up. But we also have 3 resumes that we submit. Personal development of talents and skills, which was my favorite because I got to show up a little bit of my weird little hobbies. Service and involvement in community and school. And then we also got to submit a scholastic resume, which included transcripts for some of the younger girls. And then like my division, we submitted our professional resumes for career. So that was a big part. And then we had a bunch of optionals. I think I could go on and on about optionals that came into play. I think I've covered, and personal introduction and onstage question.
Girlfriend, sister, what is that? Holy mackerel.
There's something for everybody. If you're not strong in one category, you're bound to excel in another one. And they really try to make you as well-rounded as you can be in the pageant world.
That's super well-rounded. That's really awesome. All right. So Jennifer LaRue says, yes, that's why Little Miss America called her Larry as a nickname. Britt, talk about your scholarship opportunities. Okay, who is Cody Smith?
Cody Smith is like my heart song in pageantry. I met him and his little sister 5 years ago at my second ever pageant, and they become like secondary family to me. So Shelby Smith was our junior Miss of the Peach State this year, and Cody is her older brother, so pageant family, and they've kind of adopted me. So aww. I'm sure he is meant to be here, and I'm loving it.
Okay, all right. So what are the scholarship opportunities that you have?
Oh, absolutely. So each national title holder is awarded a scholarship when they win. But on top of that, Wesleyan sponsored scholarships to the top 3 in teen and miss. So the third runner-up in each division walked home with $56,000 to that scholarship. The first runner-up, which was where I took home, was $60,000 to Wesleyan, and the winners took home $64,000. So these scholarships are otherworldly.
Whoa, dude. Okay, when I don't have words and I just say dude, that doesn't ever happen. Okay. Crystal says we love us some Cody, so Cody, thanks for being here. And then we're going to talk a little bit about platforms. But before we do that, so Heaven, we'll get to that in a second because Heaven is asking Haylee about your platform. But before we do that, I want to know what made you, Haylee, decide to get involved in pageantry? Because, I mean, I know you live in Texas, but still, that isn't an excuse.
When I was younger, I would get a little flyer in my cubby, and I always wanted to do it, but my mom was kind of iffy because she watched Toddlers and Tiaras. She was like, I don't know about that. But I finally talked her into it in 3rd grade, and that year I went to the Texas State Pageant, and I just got to meet a bunch of girls, and I had so much fun that I've been doing it since 3rd grade.
Wow. And now you're in 7th or 8th grade?
8th grade.
Wow. I didn't start pageants until I was 16. You've got a little bit.
Me too.
You too, right? Okay, so Brittany, what made you get involved in pageantry?
Oh, so I was in my high school pre-calculus class, the most obvious place for a pageant, and my teacher was directing the Miss High School pageant for that school, and I had just moved there. I didn't know many people, and I was trying to get out there, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that well. I'm just going to go for it because it's going to help me meet people. And I ended up placing really well for what I didn't expect and walking away with 4th. I was like, oh, I could do something with this.
Nice.
And then it became an obsession ever since. And it's a really good outlet that I could work up my charity and use my brain power for something good and focus on it. So it's been really rewarding.
That's awesome. I got involved because I know you talked about your mom. My mom put me in my first pageant when I was 16 because I am autistic. And so it was a way for me to learn how to speak to people. I mean, I have Asperger's, so it's not really total spectrum, but it is a spectrum disorder. Because I was really awkward. I was that girl that I would talk endlessly to people, but just whether they were listening or not. But I couldn't make eye contact, and I couldn't come up with real thoughtful ways of talking. I would just talk about really, nerdy stuff, and people would be like, "Oh my gosh, can she please shut up, please?" So my mom thought a pageant would be a good way to get me involved, and my mom passed away in September of this year. So my heart and my soul goes with you because I know that this is a really hard time of year. So much love to you because it's kind of like when you have this. And you know what? The thing that's great is that you're always, whenever you wear a crown, she's always going to be with you. So anytime you do one of these things, she's with you in your heart and your soul and trying to help you make a difference. And that's super fantastic. So anyways, okay. Cody says, love y'all. Oh my gosh. Haylee, Cody wants to know about the week of nationals. What events did you do?
There was a lot.
It was definitely jam-packed.
There was too many? Was it really tiring?
Yes.
Yeah, I know Miss Sunny said to me, I messaged her in the middle of pageant and asked her if she needed anything. She goes, I'm really tired. I'll talk to you sometime in December. So I guess she kept y'all busy and doing lots of stuff. That's good. What was your favorite thing? For both of you, what was your favorite thing of pageant week? Not afterwards when you guys were crowned, but what was your favorite activity during pageant?
Haley.
Okay.
Come on, girl.
My favorite thing was probably the Hollywood night party because when I first got there, it was like me and the rest of the young, we were all still kind of shy, didn't know how to talk to each other. But by the time we got to the Hollywood party, we had all gotten comfortable. So we were just talking, laughing, having conversations. It was a lot of fun. And we got to eat food, so that made it better.
Food always makes it better. Don't let anybody ever tell you pageant girls don't eat food. I just want everyone to understand that. A title that I have had, the director makes you take pictures eating food with your crown and sash on so people can see you actually eating as a title holder. And I was like, you know what? It should be that way because no one should get this misconceived idea and I know for Brittany, plus size as well. So, I don't want people thinking that you have to be a size 2 to be able to win a national pageant. And I know when I was of the very first class of Miss Plus America, so I was the very first Ms. Texas Plus America. And 20 years ago, people made fun of me and told me, "Oh, that's so cute. Where did you buy that crown and that sash, sweetheart?" And I was like, "Bless your heart. I want it." But there was a lot of pushback because that was, 20 years ago, and it was not considered acceptable for someone that was curvy to be able to have a sash and a crown. So I think that it's awesome that systems are getting representation now of everything because we don't necessarily have that. So Brittany, what was your favorite part of pageant week?
I think the day
I'm
of
teeing, by the way.
Thanksgiving. Oh, you're fine. I think the day of Thanksgiving, we had a massive photo shoot, video shoot with all of our sponsors, GLS Collective and Sunny and Sass, Josie Valdez, Josie's Faces. Literally every sponsor we could have there was there. And it was so much fun because all the girls got pampered. They all got their shining moment. And we got a couple of cool photos with dresses we've never seen before that were sponsored. So it was so much fun just to get in front of the camera, have some fun, laugh along the way, and get those shots.
Dress up and make up and pamper, all good things to do, right? There you go. Cody asks, what is the national platform for AP? American.
Absolutely. So our national platform is inclusivity, and we work with the Special Olympics, and it's ending the R word. So stomping out any problems that you have with including anybody else, no matter what their differences are or their disabilities, and showing that everybody gets to be included. Dude,
I want to be poster child. Can I come? You guys are making me want to compete, and then Sunny's gonna call me. Sunny will call me out on this. I'm sure she will watch it and tell me. Okay,
we have a Ms. division.
I'm 54, so I'm a little bit older than most of the girls, which is sometimes good. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't, age is a number. Cody says there's a video of the Georgia girls eating a box of pizza after they got back from the events. Sweet. Awesome. As it should be. Thank you. All right. So we've talked about national platforms. So Haylee, what is your personal platform? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
My personal platform is No Kid Hungry. And since I live on a homestead, it's kind of like I'm used to always the food's just right around the corner and it's something I can easily get to. But one day when I was in the car with my mom, we were going to Dallas to pick up some stuff from a farmer's market. And I saw all these kids, and it really just hurt my heart to see. So then ever since, I've been having bake sales, and I've just been trying to help in any way possible.
And right now, our country is having some really big challenges with that. And there are a lot, before this happened, 78% of children in the United States went to bed hungry before the pandemic. That is really, really scary thought when you think that we are such an amazing country and that large of a number of children go to bed not feeling like they've got good nutrition. So that is super awesome that you are making a difference and trying to be able to help these kids out and be able to make a difference, especially because like if you, like you said, you live on a homestead, so you are pretty self contained and you're able to take care of yourself. So the fact that you guys are willing to go out and try to help other people, I think is really brilliant. So that's so awesome. You keep doing that. That's awesome. So, and then you've got to give me gardening tips because I just started an urban garden, which is because we are in Miami, we don't have any green. There isn't any open spaces. And it's hard to grow stuff here because it's really just sand for the most part. So we actually we are raising a garden in our backyard in bags of dirt. So you'll have to give me some gardening pointers at some point. And then Miss Brittany, what about you? What is your platform and why?
Absolutely. So my platform is Strength Over Silence, Overcoming Sexual Assault and Domestic Violence. I founded it in 2017 after I got help overcoming my experience with it. And now I really focus on doing seminars and talks and getting the word out there about what consent really is and helping anyone out there find the strength to overcome that which keeps them silent, whether it be domestic violence, sexual assault, a bad situation, or anything in between. Um, and it's blossomed over the years. I've had the opportunity to walk with some women to the police station and help them report. And I think that's the most rewarding part, is seeing like the fruits of my labors really help someone.
I thank you for that as well. I am the victim. The reason my mom additionally put me in my first pageant was because 3 months prior to my first pageant, my father abused me, and I had to have reconstructive surgery to put my cheek back together.
It happens to a lot
So
more people than what's advertised and what's marketed out there. So
yeah,
getting the word out and talking about it and just like pushing that agenda out there that it's more normal than you think, I think that's what's helping our
that
target
was
victim.
probably the most frustrating part for me too. Was that I went to the hospital. A judge actually lived across the street from me and drove me to the hospital, and they sent me home with my parents. So we were put into mandatory counseling, but not enough to. I mean, yes, it helped me, but I got to be honest with you, pageants and talking to people helped me so much more. It was so weird because I could talk to strangers about it, but I couldn't talk to family and friends. And honestly, I didn't even start talking about my assault or being the victim of sexual abuse as well until I was like 45. So I had been competing for almost 30 years before I actually told somebody about it, like talked about it openly. I'm a 3-time
Mm-hmm.
cancer survivor. I told lots of people, yeah, I almost died. It was fine. Go ahead. And did that. But, having the ability to be able to share that story is so, so personal and courageous on your part as well, because it's scary stuff. And you're young. So, girl, it's like we're friends. Like maybe we're related. We didn't know it. All right.
Maybe.
Cody says he wants to compete too. Could Cody compete?
Talk to Sunny. I'm sure she'll work something out.
The question is, will it be evening gown poise or not?
I think I would pay some money to see Cody Smith up there in an evening gown.
So would I.
Hey, Haylee, you too? I think we have a dare, Cody Smith. We will add a new portion to the competition. Well, I don't know. There's a lot. Being honest, there's a whole lot more men's pageants coming out there, and I think that they need to be. I think that men need to be able to share the community service and what they're doing and their heart of service, and pageants really allow you to do that. And if nothing else, having that sparkly thing on your head allows you to have more people listen to you. It's amazing, right? No matter
Absolutely.
where you go, when you're wearing it, people go, "Hi, can I see you?" And you go, "Sure." So,
Haylee, I think one of our judges was a Mr. US, wasn't he?
It's dying.
Is it? Oh, is the phone going dead? Oh no, we're losing connection. Hold on 1 second. Oh my, wait. Cody says there's a video of him at Nationals in an evening gown and heels.
I remember you put on Shelby's dress. And he
Oh,
also, at the end of the week.
Shelby just said there's a video of Cody in his personal intro in an evening gown.
I'm gonna need that video. Go ahead and text it to me, Cody.
Share it. There you go. It will go viral. We will make sure of it. And then
Yes.
Sandy says, how does it feel being an influencer?
I guess, is that kind of the title that we're going with it? I don't know. I
You're
think I'm
an
only
influencer. As an ambassador, you really are.
I check back with me in 2 weeks or in 2 months when it's really set in and I've kind of like adjusted to it all, and maybe I'll have an answer. But right now I'm just like enjoying the moment, going with whatever I can, hyping up as many people as I can online, and loving it.
That's so cool. So cool. Okay. All right. So, and then Kaylin Dalton says, how did you both prepare for nationals? So, Haylee, are you better now? Did you get connection so that or charger so you don't die on the middle of the show?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how did you prepare for nationals? Like, what did you do that was special to get you ready for this? You guys have got great questions, by the way. Thank you for being here. I'm Stacy. I'm the crazy host. You get used to me after a while. Okay.
So I did actually print off my resume, and every night before I went to bed, I sat there and I just studied it. I was like, I'm going to be ready for any question they have to ask me. And I made
And
sure
just
I
kept
was prepared.
practicing it. There you go. Then I've got a
I
question
just
for you.
kept going back.
And then what about you, Miss Brittany? What did you do to help you prepare?
So Callan already knows a little bit about this because I sent her my mock-up version. But when I do pageants, I only focus on one at a time, and I'm not a fan of overloading it. So I was Miss of Georgia for a year, and during that time, I created this binder that had every single outfit I was taking, every single optional I did. It had my personal intro printed out. It had scripture in there. It had some quotes to uplift me in dark times during nationals. It had everything. That way, all my OCD and like whatever I would have anxiety about during nationals, it would be in the book, so it wouldn't be in my head.
That is a guy. I was gonna say I've got a binder. I don't know where it is. I have a binder that is my achievement binder that I use for competition, and it is a 4-ring, like thick book of stuff that I put in there, and I go, okay, like which I think it's kind of cool when you do that too, because sometimes you don't realize what you've been able to do in your time as a title holder and just in life. And by having something that you can look back at, it's such a great memory to be able to go, I really am a cool lady. This is pretty neat. So kudos to you. All right. Reagan says she works so hard to make everything perfect for each social media. So she's really proud of you. She's watched all of it. So congratulations.
That's my roommate, so hey.
Hi. All right. And I have a question for each of you. Haylee, you'll get to go second on this, but this is the Stacy question. Are you ready, Brittany?
Okay.
Okay. Do you like frogs? Why or why not?
Oh, I don't like frogs. I think they are slimy and weird looking, and I even have a bearded dragon at home, and they don't freak me out. But something about frogs, I cannot do. I won't touch them. I won't go near them. I cannot.
Interesting. Okay. And Haylee, do you like frogs? Why or why not? Horny toads for the win. No.
I'm kind of a mix in between.
You're breaking up a little bit. Oh no, did we lose her? Do me a favor, Miss Haylee. Try to see if you can get back on, okay? We're losing you. Oh, I was doing so good too. All right, she'll be back on in a second. I'll let her back in. All right, so Miss Brittany, well, we can't do this or that without her, so we got to wait for a minute. So, what do you want to tell about? Like, cause we obviously, this is the hard part about this is everybody's like it's 30 minutes, a 30-minute interview. I'm like, no, it's a conversation, and if it's good,
Yeah, of course.
and people are asking us questions, I want us to be part of it, you know. All right, let me see. All right, Haylee. Yes. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
I can. It's a little bit grainy, but I can hear you.
Okay. I can hear you now, so I think it might be good.
All right. Do you like frogs? Why not?
It's a mix of if I like them or don't. It really depends, because, like, I'm fine with pictures and drawings, but if you ask me to touch one, it's a texture thing. They feel weird.
I can understand that. I can see that. Again, like where you live, the horny toads, horny frogs are they're different textures, and they are like frogs. And did you guys know like frogs everywhere are totally different?
Oh, really?
Yeah, everywhere and like there are areas of the world and areas of the United States that have no frogs at all. I never knew that until I started asking this question. And different areas of the world, they make different sounds. So like instead of us, we say ribbit, ribbit. In Puerto Rico, they say coqui, coqui. But everywhere in the world, they have a different sound that their animal make or frogs make. Who would have known? There you go. All right. Okay, so we're having a little bit of a problem still here in Haylee. I don't know what to do. Can you hear us?
Not really.
Okay, try logging out again and we'll get you back in, okay? Okay. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I'm sorry, Brittany. Sunny.
We're getting through it.
I know we're just. I mean, and honestly, that's the one thing about lives is that like you've got no control over what happens, so you just got to kind of run with it the best way you can. So, so what has been like? You started competing, what, 8 years ago, 7 years ago?
6 or 7, yeah, 7, I think.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Oh,
it flies by really fast, doesn't it?
it does.
It does. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Let's see. I love we're both going like this. Do we have her?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Good.
Right. Cody says, how was competing virtually for you?
Oh. It was a learning experience. I think I would never do it again, but I'm glad I did it once. In the way that American Pageant set it up, there was a lot of room for success in it. So I'll take a learning experience and I'll just choose not to ever again because I'm very awkward on camera. I think even now I'm kind of like, I don't know how
You're
I'm
doing
gonna
great.
pass on.
You're doing great.
So doing that with competition though was terrifying. And then we'd submit them and it was just like, it's gone. It's in God's hand. We're done. We're moving on.
Okay, but how is that any different than when you're on stage or in personal interview? It's not any different.
I guess
it really
it's not.
Isn't. It's not. It's just your anxiety. And I'm not going to tell you that it is not unwarranted because the first time that somebody handed me a phone and said, here, do a live, I was like, oh, you want me to do what? And I was like, it's one thing for me to talk in front of strangers. It's a completely different thing to be live on camera where you can't edit it. And trust me, there have been memes out there of me where I'm just like, yeah, I can't undo it. It's just, I had an interview where me and the title holder that I was speaking to, and I will say is a Miss USA, she and I said 63 times.
I think the permanence of the camera is what makes it so scary. Because in front of an audience, you're like one and done. Whatever happens is what happens. And then whoever's in the audience might forget it down the line. But like once you're in front of a camera or recording or whatever's coming with it, it's like it's permanent. It's forever. Everyone will be able to go and watch it. It's scary.
Yeah, I agree. And then what about you, Miss Haylee? Did you do virtual as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you like it? Oh, we lost her. Oh, no. Oh, bummer. And we continue on.
I will say, I got to see Haylee's videos at the Hollywood night party. We did a live viewing party of everybody's videos, and they were phenomenal. I didn't realize how much they would go above and beyond, but it really gave a lot of opportunity for individuality with music choices and backgrounds and how the girls walked. So it was cool to get to see everyone's choices.
I gotta be honest, like I know that a lot of people have had comments about virtual pageants with 2020. It really pushed us outside of our comfort zones and made us have to, maybe take pageantry to a different level by doing this. But I think it's really, really cool because how many times as a title holder, I mean, I know that this is new for you as this title for 3 weeks, but you're going to be on TV hopefully a lot. And this is doing a virtual pageant really enables you to get used to being in front of the camera, knowing to look in the camera, knowing to be able to, try to be conversational for at least 3 minutes when you're doing a TV segment. So I think that it really helps push us in a way that maybe we were ready for as a nation, but maybe emotionally we weren't ready for yet.
Kind of like what is that phrase of push them into the deep end and see if they can swim?
Right, exactly.
It was
easing into discomfort, except we didn't ease into discomfort. We jumped into it 2 feet and went, what's a Zoom? Right? I mean, 3 months or 7 months ago, 8 months ago when this started, none of us knew what Zoom was, or very few of us knew what Zoom was. And so, everybody had to really change how they interact with people. And I
I
think
thought I was
that,
behind on the trend about the Zoom when it came out, and it was like all of my online classes at my college were Zoom. I was like, everybody knows what this is. I've never worked with it before. Am I behind? And I didn't realize
no,
that it was becoming my future.
no, and we have a gymnastics company. That's my real job. And my 10-year-old students were like, Miss Stacy, we've got to go on Zoom, because we were doing this, and the old system used to use Skype. So all of our little students would call in, and we'd do Skype with them live, doing gymnastics in our 6x6 area in our living room. And it was us having to just like kick and hit and punt and make it work the best way we could. But the girls are going, oh, Miss Stacy, you've got to do this. Oh, you've got to do that. Oh, and I'm like, Miss Stacy doesn't need to do anything.
It's definitely been a learning experience. COVID just said, go figure it out, and we've had to.
And we have, though. And aren't you super proud of what you've been able to achieve? Like this has been pretty remarkable.
I'm shocked that it's transcribed the way it has. I guess in March when everything got shut down, I was like, oh, an extra week of spring break, like that's what everybody is thinking, why not? And then going through each month, everything's been different. Every month there's something new that comes out. I feel like we're in like the Hunger Games or something, where every month is a different phase.
Yes, I agree. But it feels that way, doesn't it? Because like it's almost over. No, it's not done. Well, we have to do this. No, we have to do that. Okay, wait. We're on quarantine.
8 days.
We're out of quarantine.
8 days.
We're back in 8 days. 2 weeks, 14 days. It'll all be gone.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait for 2021. I hope I didn't jinx it. I'm gonna put that away. But yeah, knocking on everything.
No. I think if nothing else right now, we have hope, which, it's been really chaotic the last several months. And now with the vaccines, some people are against them, but the reality is that they are a way to be able to help protect the people that are vulnerable. And that's exactly what we need to do. And I think as title holders, it's super important that we are driving to be able to help people be less vulnerable. So,
role models, anything that I can go and be an example of. You'll see me like in the front line as soon as my town gets it, because I'm ready to start that movement.
Well, and we also too, like I think as people of service, this has really been a lot harder as a person of service to give to and do the things that we're doing. Like again, it pushed us out of our comfort zone, and we're having to do things more virtually, which allows us to reach more people. But it's different. So how do you donate your time? How do you volunteer? I think that we want some normalcy back. Cody says, kudos to Sunny and her amazing team for handling this pageant during the pandemic. Even the week of nationals, everyone took precautions. It was epic, wonderful pageant. So kudos to Sunny.
And we did. We had a little check-in like a week ago or something. They're like, hey, we had like a Facebook group, and they're like, hey, just checking to see if anyone had it. And I haven't heard of anyone that took away with it. So it was awesome that we were still able to do a national pageant in the midst of this pandemic.
And that is what you want. If you want to be following the rules, doing what you got to do, that's the most important thing. Cody says, how is AP truly different from other pageants?
Oh my goodness. So I think I have a little bit of experience in about 4 systems now. And AP is the one that I'm like, as soon as my reign's over, I want to be on staff. I want to stay here as long as I can. I want to give back to the system that's already given so much to me, and I've only been here for a year. The girls they literally take them in, and we had orientation, and one of the things Sunny said was, you come in as strangers, but you're leaving as AP family, and it's literally that way. I just want all the girls to come in, feel included, have the time of their lives like I did, because it was such a fun week, and really just be that welcoming environment and have all these cool opportunities. Like we had photo shoots left and right, and we had opportunities to be on magazines and on Sunny and Sass website, which is a dress store. That's amazing. I never thought I'd be able to do that as a plus size girl. So having that out there, I'm like, yes, please. anything you can do. And they work so hard to make sure they can give back to all the girls that compete.
That's amazing. And that's what you want. Like I will not name the two systems, but my I have been in several systems over the years, and my two most memorable, one of them I made them make a new title for me so that I could continue to reign. And the director is one of my best friends now. We did not know each other when we started, and now I talk to her every day. And then the other one, she added another division so I can compete next year. So
Absolutely. That's the kind of systems that once you're in them, you never leave.
right, which is like hard for me because like I want to try other people. Like I do now. And I've looked at American before, and I'm like, okay, well, it's achievement. That's my niche. That's what I love because I want it to be about me and what I do. And that sounds like the experience that you guys have all had is that it is about who you are and what's important to you. And that you walked away with a great time and it raised your self-esteem and made you feel like the royalty you are. So
Oh,
that's so
absolutely.
important.
It was unreal.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right. So we're going to do this or that because I think Haylee probably lost connection. So are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer on your daily basis? Oh, is she popping in right now? Of course, we start and then she pops in. Let's see if we can get it to work. Hold on. Oh, I lost her again. Dang it. All right. So we'll try this again. So I will ask you a question. Tell me which you prefer and why.
Okay.
Good. Okay. All right. So do you prefer makeup or no makeup?
Okay. Usually no makeup, but I think since national pageant, I've gone on the streak of putting it on every day and trying to do it up. That way I feel like I fit the crown, even though I'd fit it without it. So I think right now makeup.
Okay. You can be both. Like there. I mean, people always laugh because I say there's pageant Stacy and Miss Stacy. Miss Stacy does
Oh,
not wear
agreed.
makeup. Pageant Stacy, for the most part, looks made up.
I think one of my roommates was talking to me about it. There's pageant Brittany, and then home Brittany, and then work Brittany, and they're all
Thank
very
you.
different people.
Very different people. I agree. So that is we are multiple personality kind of people. So when's your birthday?
It was Thanksgiving. My 21st birthday was on Thanksgiving at the pageant.
Oh, happy birthday. That's so cool.
Thanks. It was a lot of fun to do it there. It was left and right happy birthdays, and I think I got more happy birthdays at the pageant than I have in my life. So it was an added bonus.
There you go. So I mean, that makes it even more special when you walk away with a crown and the ability to be able to use your voice at a national level, which is what we all aspire for, hopefully, to be able to make a difference. So, all right. So, do you prefer casual or dressed up?
Casual. I think, and the job I work with, I work with pools and mechanics, so I can't necessarily do that in heels every day. So because
Sure,
of the
you
nature
can.
of what I do, I could, but I think I'd be in pain. So I think casual.
Okay. And then the question: heels or no, or flats? Which do you prefer?
Flats, just because they're more functional, and usually you can find a good pair of flats that'll go with anything. Where heels, it might be you need a chunky heel this day, a stiletto this day, and it's just I feel like I have too many heels because they all need to be different.
There you go. See, and I agree with you. So okay. All right. Do you prefer chocolate or vanilla?
Okay, both. This is the one that I can't pick one and run with it because they're like cake, vanilla, ice cream, chocolate. It has its places where one's better than another.
See, I'm the opposite. Really? I prefer vanilla ice cream and chocolate cake.
I think chocolate cake is too rich.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, well, it depends on how decadent you get with it, but yeah, I can see that. I eat less though when it's chocolate, so like I mean not that I care, but you know what I'm saying. It's like I still have to be conscious of the things that I eat. All right, Haley's coming back. Let's see if we can get it to work. Come on, come on, come on. And yes.
I just had
no.
Dang it.
Oh, come on. I can hear you, but you're all broken up.
You sound like a robot. I can't hear y'all. It's so staticky.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Still not working. It might be. Can you get closer to where your Wi-Fi is?
I'm sitting next to the Wi-Fi.
Really?
I've been on at least 4 different devices since this started.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. That's dedication involved. All right.
Let me try.
Do you have headphones in, Haley? Cody wants to know.
I can't hear you.
Do you have headphones in?
I don't have headphones.
That's probably why. It's probably picking it up digitized because it's getting echo. Let me see. And I can't turn it off. Darn it. I'm sorry. All right. Haley, do you want to... we lost her. Darn it. Oh, well. See, and I really want to hear about her, too. So we'll have to see if we can get her on. I don't know how we'll get all of you guys on the next one, but we'll try. All right. So you like chocolate ice cream with vanilla cake?
Vanilla cake.
Maybe I'll try that next time. We'll see. I'm open to it. All right. And do you prefer interview or do you prefer like evening gown poise?
Definitely interview. And I think that's a new love. I've been working really hard on my interview skills because I'm about to graduate college and enter the interview phases of my career. So I really wanted to beef that up a little bit. And this national pageant, I walked away with the national interview score, which is highest of all the competitors. So right now I'm riding on that high and I'll continue to go with it.
Now, do you think that in your profession, like as you choose it, do you think that pageants have really helped you be better rounded? Do you feel that this opportunity has given you an opportunity to work on things that you needed to polish a little bit better?
Definitely. I work with teenagers, so I work with a lot of lifeguards and at pools and that kind of nature. So, pageantry, you've got to talk to people of all ages, and you've got to make sure it's accessible to people that are 5 years old on the audience and 95. So, being able to communicate effectively is a really big thing when you have younger employees. Like this is their first job. They want to know what to do, and they need to be communicated with properly for them to succeed. So getting these skills from pageantry definitely it carries over and then some.
Good. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try. She's trying to connect one more time. Let's see if we can get it to work. Fingers crossed. Hello.
Hello.
We have her back. Yay!
Is it working?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I can't see y'all.
No
My camera's
robot.
broken, so I'm having to like hold it a weird way.
Okay, you sound
Well, we can
perfect,
see and hear
though.
you.
Okay, good.
All right, so we're gonna ask you the this or that questions. Well, so I'll ask you a question. You tell me if you like it or not. So Cody goes, "Yay!" All right, so obviously you don't wear makeup, right? So I can't ask you, do you like makeup? But are you like dress up kind of girl or are you a casual kind of girl?
I'm more casual, but I will like add something to it. Like if I wear sweatpants to school, I'll add a nice jacket with it. I try and even it out.
So you like the accessories to be able to make it just a little bit different?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. I miss Texas. Oh my God. It was the one thing for anybody that's watching that are not familiar with different areas of the United States. One thing that comes across in Texas is that the children always say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, thank you, no, thank you. It was really hard because I lived in Dallas for 10 years and then I moved back to Miami and I went, no one says yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Now they just look at me and go,
I think I did the opposite. I was raised in Ohio and then I moved to Georgia. So I was raised in an environment where that wasn't a thing. And then I went to Ohio, and I think I asked a question at school one day and someone said, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, I am a kid. What are you? So it's funny to go back and forth with it.
Well, I'm from Detroit originally, so I'm a Midwest girl, and moved to Miami when I was 13. Uh, so here people are more transient. So, we were the first people in our neighborhood because our neighborhood was being built. So I was the girl going to everybody with, fresh baked cookies and going, hi there, nice, welcome to the neighborhood. And they went and looked at me like, how can we help you? And I went, I'll go home now. And we have toll booths here, and well, not anymore, but we had toll booths, and I'd be talking to the people in the toll booth. Hi, how are you? How's your day going? And my friends are like, why are you talking to those people? Like, why do you do that? And I'm like, they're doing a job for me. If they're not there, I don't have someone to take the toll, and I'm conversational and kind. And all of my friends said, you don't belong in Miami. You need to move somewhere else. So then I moved to Texas, and I found my people. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, thank you. Hi, how can I help you? Would you like to move? You want to come into my house? How can I show you around? What would you like? Yeah. Would you not agree, Miss Haylee?
I would
Yes,
agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you're in middle school, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, see, I did it just then.
Don't ever stop doing it. It actually, and I'm not. I don't want you to think I'm making fun of you because I'm not. I love it. It is something that I miss so much. Being here, I've been back for 10 years, and I don't even know my neighbors' names. I know that there is a 9-year-old boy that lives attached to my house, and I don't know their names, which is, Cody says Texans and Georgians cut from the same cloth, not Floridians.
No, Floridians?
Not Floridians.
The best thing about Florida is Disney World. Don't let anybody tell you different.
True.
As opposed to Six Flags. Six Flags.
We have a Six Flags here, and I went there the other day. I wanted to get into it, but I was raised in Ohio where Cedar Point and Kings Island are. So when I went to Six Flags, I was
Thank
like,
you.
I need more.
And people don't know what Kings Island and Cedar Point are. When I talk about it here, they go, what? And I'm like, don't. And
Cedar
then
Point will always be the top for me.
I was pretty afraid of roller coasters and stuff when I was living in the Midwest. So I didn't go on I didn't go into my first haunted house until I was like 30. And that was at Disney World. And I didn't go on my first roller coaster until it was like the same trip that my 30th birthday, my friends all made me do the scary stuff at Disney World. And from that moment on, then I liked it. So when I moved to Six Flags, I was like, yes, I live 20 minutes from a theme park. This is awesome. Except it was not the same. There's a lot of roller coasters, so. But your Six
That's
Flags
the best
is
part
smaller.
of it. Yeah, Six Flags over Georgia's a little bit smaller.
Did we lose Haylee again? I think we lost her again. Dang it. Oh well. There we go. All right. So we have meandered along. I apologize. What would you like to tell everybody about this amazing system, the American pageant system, and what final thoughts would you like to share with us? Oh, she's coming back. Hold on. Try this one more time.
Am I back?
We are back.
Yes.
All right. So,
Yes,
Haylee,
good.
before we lose you again, what
Yes,
things
ma'am.
would you like to share about the American pageant system and why it has been so important to you?
I feel like the main thing about it is American Pageants doesn't focus on beauty. They focus on how you try to help your community and how you do in school. And it's kind of like my morals as well, because I don't care about my appearance and how I look. I care more about the work I put into things, and I'd rather someone judge me off of that.
You go by your beauty, but it's a different kind of beauty.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. And that's what it should be about. Beauty is only skin deep, they say, but I believe that a true pageant queen is the person that gives of their heart and is beautiful on the inside out. So you keep doing that. That is remarkable. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And what about you, Brittany? What would you like to share?
I think I keep going with that motto of you belong here. The week that I spent at nationals, from the very beginning, it felt like home. Um, the staff makes a point to know everybody's name and make sure that something is there for you. The photo shoot I mentioned earlier, they handpicked out dresses for every single girl and her hair type and her skin color, and everyone looked flawless. So
Oh,
when they tailor it down like that and they make sure that you're going to have the best week of your life, it really says what the pageant system is about. And I want to bring so many people into it so they can get a taste of what like positive pageantry can be rather than just seeing the toddlers and tiaras and all the when Steve Harvey rips the crown off, like all the bad parts of pageantry. I just want to get the positive more out there, and American Pageants has so many opportunities to do that.
I mean, and honestly, that's the reason this show came about. This show was actually born on the red carpet at Miss Universe when Steve Harvey made the oops. I was the very last person to interview him before he went on stage, so I have that to live with for the rest of my life. But that that was my whole idea, is I wanted to be able to let people understand that was a moment, that was a mistake, but it is not, nor should it ever define the queen that was crowned that night. And for
Yeah.
her to be able to have an opportunity to be able to share her heart, and I think that's super super important. So I'm so glad that you both came on to share the story of the system that you will now. You have 48 more weeks, no, 49 more weeks.
A little over 11 months. I
40,
think
yeah.
somewhere around there until
Clearly,
next
we're
Thanksgiving.
till there you go. Well, I mean, yeah, 4 weeks, so like 48 weeks, 48 weeks and a half. So, um, and how do we find you? So, Haylee, if we want to be able to follow your reign, where do we go, or do we just stalk Brittany?
I have my Facebook and my Instagram, which are both at Young Miss of America.
Okay, awesome. And then Brittany, how do we find you?
Um, Anywhere you go looking for American Pageants, if you find their national page, at American Pageants Inc. on Instagram and American Pageants on Facebook, or the website americanpageants.org. I'm hosting all of those as your hostess this year, and I would love to have you.
So, if anybody wants to be able to join this amazing system, go to americanpageants.org to get more information, or go to the website, the Instagram one. Well, Brittany will be the person that will be handling things until Miss Sunny takes it over from there. I want you guys to hold on and stay in the green room for just a second. I'm going to close out the show, and we're just going to finish up the little stuff. So hold on right there, okay? Don't disappear. They won't see you. All right. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us tonight. It was an amazing show, being able to get to know Brittany and Haylee. I know we had some technical issues, but you know what? That's virtual life right now. So I appreciate all of you for being here and hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please go like us, subscribe to us, follow us at Pageantry Now. We do as many opportunities to be able to interview as many title holders as we can. Next Tuesday, the 29th, we will have on the rest of the queens. So you can join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m., December 29th, so that you can talk and hear about their reign as well. Cody says, congratulations to all of the ladies, and so happy for y'all. So congratulations. Cody, thanks for being here and being part of the show unofficially. So, and until tomorrow night, I've got another show. So I will see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. here on Facebook Live. And then next week, we'll see you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. and we'll talk more about the American Pageants then. Thanks, guys, for being here. That's a wrap. Have a great night. Stay safe. Bye.